corporate recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is an intern. So, interns are all kind of the same, unless you're a master's or PhD level. But there's really only 4 things anybody's ever going to look for in an intern across like every single industry. In this case, it's a software engineer, but like it could be anything, accounting or whatever. It's your degree, a basic knowledge of the industry, which in this case is going to be language, library, SQL, cloud, RESTful API, maybe a little bit of AI, but whatever the little bit of knowledge of the industry is going to depend on the intern. Ability to work well with others and takes direction and criticism. That's it. Those are the 4 things. There's really, that's all we're looking for. And every single intern always complicates it by adding percentages and 32% increases and workflow reduction and leadership. And it's like, we're looking to see how you follow, can do the basics, and won't start a fight with anybody else when we tell you your code is bad or your X is bad, whatever the industry. And that's it. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find that stuff. So I'm going to start the clock to see if I can find it. This person said I haven't fully looked at their note. They just said they had a terrible ratio, which is how many applications it takes to get an interview. So I'm assuming to not be able to find this stuff. And go. Okay. Built a QA platform. Okay, with what? You didn't tell me. Multi-role, don't care. CI/CD is nice. I don't care about coverage. What is this? This is a nightmare. Community, what? Local farmers, AI, research-driven tools. What is this? Okay, yeah, Docker. This would be an absolute rejection. I don't know what you do. I don't see, like, anything software engineering besides... No, you didn't even tell me what kind of AI. So, this is a resume that you need to right-click on and fully delete. I don't think there's anything salvageable in this resume. The formatting is awful, the bullet points are awful, and those are really only the 2 parts of a resume, is the formatting and the content, and both of those fail. So, let me see what you wrote. Maybe that would change my perception, but again, I try to review these without reading the note first, because I want to make sure I see what a recruiter would see the first time they see it. I've been trying my hardest to find internships, and I never hear back from companies. Usually when I have my previous resume, which was terrible, I used to at least get rejections. With this, I never hear back. Yeah, this is bad. I'm about to enter senior and have yet to get a single internship, so need to improve soon and find one. Please tell me what to include more. I can also provide you with my master resume as well, which has all my projects. Maybe you could give insights. So your big issue with this is this does not read like a software engineer resume. This reads like nothing. It's kind of hard for me to offer feedback because everything is bad. So I'm going to instead show you what it should look like to get a basis of it. And this is my formatting. You should use it. Are there other formats that could work? Yeah, there's no singular way. I think this is personally the best. It's easiest to read, and your resume should look like that. This is how you do it. The link is in the link tree and description below this video, but your resume needs to look like this, right? So formatting wise, this is a disaster. There's nothing here should be bolded. This should not be bolded, should be 1 line. And again, I need it to look like this. So, sorry, I'm recovering from a cold, hence my voice sounds off. Now, on to the thing that matters the most, which is the content. And I don't see almost anything related to what you've done. So there is a misnomer, and let me tell you all what this is what a keyword is. People say recruiters look for keywords. Recruiters are only hunting for keywords. If you have the right keywords, you will get an interview. And the answer to that is it's half true, half a lie. So recruiters aren't looking for keywords. We are looking for qualifications. But a keyword is a part of a qualification. So a keyword would be these things, right? When a manager or recruiter needs to post a job, I'm usually a manager because the recruiter's not the one to actually make the roles. We just run them. They find a list of qualifications they want. And in this case, some of those qualifications for an intern would be basic knowledge of the tech stack. Again, basic. We're talking Java, SQL, cloud, RESTful APIs, and maybe a teeny bit of AI, and that's it. And they want to make sure that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. And people assume those are keywords, and they slap those in the resume like you did here, right? Right here. You slapped it into the resume. You said, this is a keyword. This is what they're looking for. All I need to do is put it there, and then I can tell them the really important stuff that I did. The problem is we're only looking for this stuff, but we're looking for it in a different format. This is why skill sections don't work. We need to see what you did, which is a keyword, how you did it, which you cannot do if you do it like they did in this way, and the reason or result of doing it. If you do not have those under a job or an internship or a project, it does not count as a qualification. So yes, you had the keywords, which you mostly correctly identified as Python, a little bit of OpenAI, APIs, AWS, Docker, that's nice. Kotlin, maybe HTML, CSS, but you did not tell me how you use them, nor the reason or result of you using them. And every single bad resume writes stuff like this. They say automated testing and CI/CD, which actually is good, achieving a 92% to 99% uptime. We don't care. I'm not being mean. I'm saying if you look at job descriptions, I don't think I've ever seen a single job description that says you must achieve a 92% coverage and a 99% uptime to be qualified for this role. They don't, because that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for this, like deployed scalable Docker containers in AWS EC2. Perfect. I actually really like that. Handling thousands of API calls with 2-minute latency. I don't care about that. In fact, if you just deleted this part, this entire sentence would be better. This is what supporting efficient food distribution logistics and deployed scalable. Cool. That tells me, what did you do? Deployed scalable Docker containers on AWS. How did you do it? By deploying the scalable Docker containers. Why did you do it? And the reason and result, to support efficient food distribution logistics. I don't care about handling calls a day with latency. This, and I can't double highlight, and this were the only things that are relevant. And your resume is filled with it. So that's why you're failing, is you're trying to scream at us that you've done this 120 millisecond to 47 millisecond, and we don't care. And I'm not being mean by saying, oh, we don't care about you. I'm saying it's not relevant. Like a good example would be if you went to a restaurant and you ordered a burger and the seats were incredibly comfortable, but the food was terrible. Would you go back? The answer is no. Yeah, is it good that the seats were very comfortable, but no one goes to a restaurant for comfortable seating? They stay for comfortable seating, but they don't stay, they don't go to the restaurant in the first place. They go for the food, and in which case, this is the food and yours is garbage. That's why it's unedible, is I need you to write like this and then take out the handling thousands of API calls with latency. Like, if you wrote the rest of it like that and in a formatting that was legible, you would be getting interviews. So that's all I can do for this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to join my live stream if you ever need more help. That's where I get these qualifications for every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And let's go to the next resume. This is, I'm not fully sure. They said software engineer AI domain. The problem is, there's a lot of different parts of AI, right? Like there's like generative AI, there's like LLM stuff, there's agentic, there's multi-agent systems. So what part of AI you're going for is going to really matter, because somebody that's looking for machine learning may not actually want as much of the agentic stuff, and vice versa. So this is sort of a generalized one. You can probably get a lot more detailed of this qualification list. So what I'm looking for is AI, LLM, NLP, Python, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Cloud, NumPy, R, MATLAB, SD, LC, CI/CD, DevOps, and then one of these, RAG, ML, LangChain, SkibbityLearn, Pandas, Agentic. So again, I basically need to see that you have the basic core programming skills and the correct AI thing that I'm looking for. Oh, also, you need to be able to explain complicated tech stuff to non-tech people. That is pretty big. So, can I find that in 20 seconds? Probably not. This person's ratio is 100 to 1, which, again, you want to aim for a minimum of 1 in 50, unless you're international, in which case it's going to be higher than that. So, and a 1 in 50 is bad. It's like a one interview per 50 applications is like a C-, right? You do pass. It could be a lot better. You barely did it, but you do pass. So anything above a 1 in 50 is bad. Except for internationals, their ratio is going to be way worse. Like I helped someone get an international get a job, and I got their resume from 1 to 30, which is great. And then after the Trump changes, it went to like 1 in 100. So if you can get under 1 in 100 for an international, you've probably got a relatively solid resume. Anyway, let's see if I can find what I need. And go. Okay. Data science. All right. Technology. Okay. AI engineer. Enhanced accuracy. Don't care. Lang graph. That's something I might actually care about. Based multimodal agentic prompt optimization. Okay. I mean, kind of. I like this. Lowered LLM cost by 35. Don't care. Don't really care. Process 1K. Scalable. Patentic. Yeah, there's not enough core pro. Wow, we're already out of time. Or did I click it off? Anyway. There's not as much time here. So, man, this is kind of the problem with AI domain is it's very broad. But let me see what you wrote. I've been trying to apply to jobs, but have constantly been changing resumes and not sure which format is the best. This is not a good format. I've been applying to data science, AI, ML, and software engineers, although my resume projects are more focused on AI. Should I make my resume much more tailored for AI roles? So, yeah, here's your problem is this is like 3 resumes in one, and that never works. So what you need to do is take this resume and then chop it into 3 parts. Make it a AI-focused ML resume, make a data scientist resume, and a software engineer with an AI bent resume. Because a fantastic data science resume will fail to get you a software engineer job, and vice versa. Your resume needs to be specific. You need multiple resumes. This way, you can mass apply, which you need to do to be at roles early based on how ATSs work, and still be accurate. So make a data science resume, make a software engineer with a AI bent, and make a AI ML resume. Because this has too much of stuff that I don't care about. So again, use this formatting. And like this is an almost good bullet point, right? Enhanced data accuracy. I don't care about that. You know what you could have just said? Designed a Lang graph-based multimodal agentic prompt using Claude on AWS to X and Y. Like you gotta tell me what your AI does, bro. Because right now you just said what it's an agentic prompt that enhances accuracy. What does that mean? Like that. I don't know what that does. Like I've searched for agentic roles, mainly multi-agent system roles. You gotta tell me what you've, like, actually how you used it. You can't just say enhanced data. What do you mean enhanced data? That's a nonsense sentence. At no point at all will anybody ever go to you and be like, hey, what did you do with the data? Did you enhance it? What does that mean? Like, legitimately, what does it mean enhancing the data? And then this, like, maybe they would like lowered costs, but again, this is the kind of stuff they need. Like, if you just said used a multi-context protocol MCP service for, yeah, because you didn't tell me the reason you, like, this reads like you're trying to impress me, and that's the problem. If you're trying to impress me, you failed. You don't want to show me how good you are. You want to show me that you already did the thing that I'm asking you. So this is why you're having problems. This is 3 resumes just crunched into one. The formatting's bad, and your bullet points are bad. They're not burn it all and start again bad, but they're not good. So you're going to need to go back to the drawing board and make it basic. It should be understandable. Like, everybody calls recruiters idiots, right? They say we're absolute idiots. How could you not know that Java is different than JavaScript, which they should if they're doing tech. But nobody writes the resume like we're idiots. Sorry. So write your resume like we're idiots. It'll be better for all of us. Next resume. Another intern. Which I think this is the last intern of this video. So the rest of them are going to be different. So again, we need this. I don't think I really need to explain it again. Can I find it in 20 seconds? Let's go. All right. Too much. Let's see. Built an LM chatbot. That's fine. Next, React. Okay, that's okay-ish. Integrated open router. Okay, that's semi-good. Again, I don't like these, but whatever. Implemented auth Postgres. But where's the basics of the language? Next.js and AWS. Okay. This would be a decline. This is not awful, but this would be a decline. They didn't tell me, but... Oh, wait, no. Wow, they said their ratio was incredibly bad. Which, oh yeah, now I get it. Yeah, because this, okay, so here's, let me reiterate this. They did not give me any information other than telling me that their ratio is 1 in 50. And when you read this, you might be thinking, well, this doesn't look terrible. And at first glance, it doesn't. And then I looked and I was like, oh yeah, this reads like a AI engineer, right? There's no base actual language. Where's the Java or the Python or the C# or the TypeScript or the JavaScript? All I see is Next.js and React, which, yeah, is great, but and OpenAI and PostgreSQL, but if you're applying for a software engineer, I need the basics of the stack. And then here you're like, well, hold on, Lee, this is the relevant, I don't care about relevant coursework. This does not matter. So this person needs to fix their formatting, because this is hard to read, and go back to the bullet point drawing board, because you kind of wrote this right. Kind of, like, built an LLM chatbot, that's fine, for 100 users, don't care. Using Next.js and React, I do. Improving user engagement through responsive UI, I don't care about that. What was it? What was the chatbot for? You didn't even tell me. Like, what was the chatbot chatting about? Was this to tell you your strategies in League of Legends were incorrect and that you're a scrub? Was this to tell medical information? And you didn't tell me. And like, yeah, do I want to see API and SQL? Yeah, but I don't care about prompt handling. Like, you wrote this so in depth that you need like a PhD to like kind of understand part of it. But like, I don't know what you did. Like, you did not at any part of this tell me what you did. And none of this is really what I'm super looking for. I am looking for SQL, but like, I need Python. I need Java maybe, or C#. I don't see it. And then we go down here, and yeah, AWS is good. I don't need recognition. But I don't care about the automation. Like, stop trying to impress me. Unless you're a manager or in sales, do not put numbers besides for your dates in your resume. It's not needed. Very, very, very few situations for non-sales or managers should ever put percentages or numbers. That is not impact. 30% increase is not impact. None of this is impact. What you did and the reason you did it is impact. So I can't help anything other than this, because you didn't tell me anything other than just a bad ratio. But your formatting's bad. Your bullet points are not related to a software engineer. And they're not quite enough for an AI engineer either. That's kind of the problem, is you did like, I need you to write your resume like a 101. You wrote it like a 102. Or I guess it would be 201. It's been a while since I've been in college. So yeah, it's too over, like you need to make it more simple and more basic. I swear to you that will get you more interviews, and you need to apply early, because again, internships are competitive. The faster you apply, the better your chances. Next, resume. This is an intern. No, it's not. It's an assistant general manager. So the market for assistant general manager seems to be pretty good. What they're looking for is education. Now, this could be high school diploma. This could be a bachelor's degree, but they do want to see that you at least graduated high school. So I am going to need to see that. Leadership experience. Again, have you led before? How you solved problems with people. Both solving problems with people and solving problems using people. Both of those are what I'd be looking for. Coaching, training, and then industry. Again, I cannot be in every industry. Assistant general managers are going to need very relatively specific industry requirements. So like financial or healthcare or a union or whatever. And as long as I know sort of what you did, I'm going to count that. Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook, scheduling, inventory management, financial oversight, multitasking, ability to influence people at all levels of the organization, and that's kind of it. That's what we're looking for. So, can I see that in 20 seconds? What is this person's ratio? It is unknown, so we're about to find out. All right, and go. This is an abomination. Can't use anything here. All right, where's your degree? Education. Okay. Graduated, that's fine. Oversee food and beverage. How did you do that? Coordinate it with sales. That's not what I'm using. Direct teams of 3 to 5 to accommodate guests. That's actually a correct use of numbers. This is a nightmare to read. Man, they would get more than 20 seconds because this is a hot industry. So I'm going to look down a little bit more, but no, I still don't see it. Yeah, I don't see that you would have that. So it's a hot industry, but it's still. Let's see. So just started my job search. I'm in no rush to leave. However, I would like to explore my options as I do not foresee future growth. That's fair. While I have advanced to a senior position and received adequate pay, it did not meet my expectations or fall in line with my 5-year plan for reaching director level positions. Been fortunate in the past with either carving out a place in the position or getting my foot in the door. I'm concerned about my resume passing muster with online systems. That's not what you should. Your resume doesn't pass with humans. That's the problem. I have included my full experience, though I would delete some entries depending on the employer. That's fair. So here's my issue with this. Your formatting is very hard to read. This is so bare bones as to be difficult. So remember, you want to use this. Okay, this is the formatting you want to use. This is hard to read. Second, your education needs to be up at the top. So on to the actual bullet points. This should be deleted. You have also committed a critical error that you actually is not an error because of how long you've been there. But anytime you include a date on your resume in a job or an internship, I need the months. I need the months. I need to see that you have been there for the months. You are lucky that you have been there for 6 years, although by the time this video comes out, it might be 7. And that's not as a big deal. But for everybody else, I need the months, okay? Because if you've not been there for long, sorry, like let me say it this way. The difference between 2022 and 2023 could be 2 years, right? You could have started in 2022 in January and left in 2023 December, which would be about 2 years of experience, right? Like 1 year and 11 months, that's roundable, that's 2 years. Or you could have started in December of 2022 and left in January of 2023, which is 2 months. So you always need the months. You, having been there for long enough, that doesn't matter. If you've been there for 8 years, whatever. Who cares if you're off by like half a year or something? You've been there long enough. I still prefer the months because it's more legible, but it's not a huge deal. So the biggest issue, though, is this is not, I can't use this. Again, I have to be here. Here is, I actually like that you tell me what it is. The problem is, what is oversee, right? Like, oversee could be managing 50 other people, right? Maybe, here, you do tell me later on, but this is your first sentence. You need to tell me the first one. I want to see directed teams of 3 to 50 personnel, and because this is a manager type position, numbers matter. This is the part where numbers matter. Directed a team of 3 to 5 personnel for our, under the food and beverage service for public and private events at our yacht company that had an average of 3, like, you know, that had upwards of 1,000 guests, right? This is fine, but again, I want to see some of this stuff, right? You've been there for 6 years. Why you only have 3 bullet points, right? Where's the Word in Excel and PowerPoint Outlook? Where's the scheduling? How did you schedule? Where is the inventory management, the financial oversight, the multitasking? Where is the ability to influence people? When you're making a resume for a manager, the how is one of the most important things in your resume. I need to know how you solved problems with people. I need to know how you coached people, how you influenced people, how you multitask, how you did inventory management, how you scheduled, and how you did stuff in the industry. The problem is you don't tell me any of that. If a software engineer messes up and doesn't put the how in, okay, they may get away with it if an accountant does it. But a manager, you can't just oversee food and beverage on public and private events. How? I need context. Like this: organized annual fundraisers, tour drives, and special events, including annual outdoor music festivals. So this part is fine, right? Organized annual fundraisers, tour drives, and special events by, using Excel to send PowerPoints to candidate or to employees, directing this, finding that. You need the context, because right now I don't know enough about you. The fact that you've been a general manager for close to over a decade, I will say, has definitely helped you. and the fact that this industry is hot right now, which means you definitely have a much better chance. But if this was an average industry or you did not have those years experience, you would be in trouble. So what you want to do is do these fixes, again, make it more specific, so that when you apply to a role that does have competition, which maybe the one you want that has a really, really high salary and the actual like advancement you want does, they look at this and don't pass it by. So I need to know how you did it. I need you to fix the formatting, and I need you to tell me this stuff, because this is largely what I'm looking for. Now, besides the formatting, I don't think it's going to take forever, because you actually have some okay bullet points, but I just need more. Next, resume. This is a data analyst with a unknown ratio. So, what we need in a data analyst is degree, industry, SQL, data visualization, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, stakeholders, explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders, how you solved a problem with data, not what the data is, everybody makes that mistake, MS Excel, macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, Word, Python, R, multiple projects, and deadlines. So, can I find it in 20 seconds? And go. Built a cost prediction model using Python. Okay, good. And don't care. Reducing error margins. Don't care. Applied NLP. Not really related. Don't care. Don't care. Streamline Power BI dashboard. This one's okay. Don't care. This is hard to read. All right, yeah, this would probably be a rejection. Okay, so what did you write me? But yeah, this would be a rejection. Graduating in May 2026, I've had 0 interviews. Applying to business and data analyst. Yeah, well, you're probably applying a little too early. You really want to be applying when you could start in 3 months. But some companies hire earlier, so it's possible. Just your ratio is going to be a little out of whack. But a bigger issue is your resume ain't working. Like, you don't tell me... Where's SQL, bro? Do you even have SQL? There it is, all the way down there. Yeah, this is... You focused on how you got to the stuff with the data, not what the data is. Sorry, reverse that. I don't care what the data is. I don't care how you got the data. I only care what you did with the data. And you kind of do it, but you also focused on, like, NLP. Like, I need the basics. Like, I don't care about light GBM. I don't care that you reduced margins. I do care that it was for healthcare. That was good. Applied NLP sentence transformer, matching phrases, knee pain. Why was that related at all? What job description is asking you to apply NLP sentence transformers? None of them. Integrated U.S. Census zip level income data. I don't care. What was the point of this? Right? See, this is okay. Quantifying economic burdens and highlighting regional disparities. But again, there's not much here besides the medical stuff. Like, your bullet points are overly complicated. And again, this was a project. You should have like a minimum, like a maximum and minimum of 3 bullet points. You know what I want to see? Built a Medicare cost prediction model using Python, SQL, MS Excel, which allowed people to improve pricing for healthcare procedures. That's all I care about. And then your next bullet point would be like, explained how this worked using metaphors and similes to stakeholders and other technical, non-technical people. Those are the things I'm looking for. Right now, this is not it. It's you're trying to impress me with how impressive the data is, and I don't care. I don't care. That's not the important part. The important part is what you did with the data. Did you use SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Lookers, which I don't see you did. I see SQL, and that's it. Did you talk to stakeholders or customers? I don't see that. How did you solve a problem? I semi-see. Where's Excel? You know how critical Excel is? Yeah, it's all the way down here. No one's going to get that far down. It's all the way down there. No one's going to get that far down. You need to go back to the drawing board, fix your formatting, and fix up some of these sentences so that it actually contains what I need. Because, like, you know, I've done a data analyst in, like, almost every video, so you can watch the last video as well. But, like, I've helped an international student get a job in the U.S. with a major, like, healthcare provider by fixing their resume. And this is not the resume that worked was boring and basic and just said, like, use SQL, Excel, and Power BI to create dashboards for our stakeholders, and where I explain to them how to use it to do X and Y. Like, it's so basic that you're overcomplicating it. I know you're a master's person. I know you're intelligent. I know you're smart. you don't want to show it on your resume. You just want to show that you did the stuff we're looking for. Like, this is more relevant, but again, I don't know if I'm really looking for a forecasting model. I'm looking more for data analyst stuff, but still, built a machine learning forecasting model in Python, okay, to predict monthly sales and order volumes, integrating macroeconomic and operation indicators via Excel. See, that's better. I need one more qualification, which again, I don't know if the ML is actually going to be it, but that's at least how you write it. I need you to write the rest of it like that. So that's all I can do for this video. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Send this to your friends and family that need help. I want to make sure they, as well as you all, are on the path to employment. If you ever need more help, join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter, and I will see you all in the next video.